An old friend is back in town as a South Carolina game plays. Opening tip. The first possession belongs to the South Carolina Gamecocks. Raven Johnson, the redshirt senior guard, runs the show for South Carolina. Put up 94 points in the opener against Grand Canyon. Shot 60% from the field, 47% from three. Tessa Johnson off the glass. Offensive foul.
Yeah. One thing that we saw with Bowling Green against Louisiana Lafayette was they took a lot of charges. There were a ton of offensive fouls called in that game. They're going to try to get under you. They're going to make you think you have the lane and then slide under you right before you get to the basket.
Here's the starting five for the Falcons, who put up 81 points on opening night at Louisiana. Shot 52% overall, 31% from three. John, they got to the line often, 23 of 29 in that one, 79%. The area of concern, though, was turnovers.
Absolutely, 22 turnovers. But here's the thing. They play the dribble drive motion, so they're always looking to get paint touches. Every time they get a touch on the ball, they're going to see if they can get the paint, make the defense implode, and create something easy out of it.
The floater goes for Donahue. 2-0 lead for the Falcons. Here's your starting five for the Gamecocks. Latson, Johnson, Edwards, and Okote. They get it inside to Edwards for an easy two.
And that is where South Carolina is at their best, when they are able to get paint entries, post entries, and try to find ways to get it where their post players can drop, step, and finish.
In the corner. That shot's no good for Miller. The Gamecocks the other way. Johnson finds Edwards again. She'll kick it out. Latson couldn't hit from the corner. Another opportunity for South Carolina. And another foul on the offensive ends for the Gamecocks. Goes against Tessa Johnson. She picks up her second.
Bowling Green is doing exactly what their plan is by Coach Shamil, which is try to find ways to disrupt South Carolina's rhythm. Make it difficult for them to receive passes. Make sure that the referees know when there's inadvertent contact so that they can get an offensive foul.
And he's told us they're really hard to guard, but you can make it difficult for them, contest some shots, get some help rotations working for you. Tied it 2 early on. Paige Kohler. She kicks. Ellis in the paint, working against Okote. Couldn't find any room. A rebound for Latson. And the Gamecocks run the floor. It's Edwards.
South Carolina getting out in the open floor. Due to their very tough defense, and right there we see Raven Johnson putting pressure on the primary ball handler, shooting that gap and getting herself an easy layup.
She had 3 steals in the opener against Grand Canyon. Member of the SEC All-Defensive Team last season was Raven Johnson. And another turnover. Edwards leads the rush. The easy layup.
Bowling Green struggles with taking care of the ball. When you play against a team like South Carolina, you have to understand that your offense is your best defense against them.
Gamecocks on an 8-0 run. Latson for 3. Off the mark, but a rebound for Okote. Raven Johnson calls out the play. Put up 11 points. The opener against Grand Canyon. McKeer, a deep 3. Well, she's fouled.
I love that action for South Carolina. Nice little horns play. Flare action. McKeer gets herself an open shot.
The foul was on Lauren Gherkin. Picks up her first. Got McKeer. 2 for 2 from the free throw line in the opener. 2 of her 5 points. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in her collegiate debut. Freshman from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Played 19 minutes in that debut. She had 3 blocks, John. She's so long when you look at her. Almost reminds me a little bit of a me here back in her early days at South Carolina.
Yeah, she's 6'1", 6'2", long, but extremely skilled, can play 1 through 4 for the Gamecocks. I rarely think that she'll play 4 unless South Carolina goes with a small lineup, but is extremely smooth with her game.
It's 2 out of 3. Donahue on the drive. She traveled.
Yeah. Bowling Green has to make sure that they are taking care of that ball against the South Carolina, because every time you turn the ball over, it gives them another possession to get themselves in rhythm, to get their pace going, to get themselves in their comfort zone, and that's when things get scary.
And the Falcons have had 4 straight turnovers. They had 23 against the Raging Cajuns down in Lafayette.
Now, what I will say in that game, about 7 of them were offensive fouls. So things that they can clean up and control.
Strong move from Okote. Couldn't get it to go.
And honestly, that's one of the few touches we've seen Okote have in the game, simply because she gets in foul trouble quickly, and so she's not out there to showcase what she's capable of.
Latson runs the floor. And one.
Tania Latson, a blur in the open floor. And one thing we don't talk about more with her is her body control. She was able to absorb the contact and finish and keep her eyes on the rim all the way down, no matter how she landed.
It's a nice outlet pass as well from Raven Johnson. If you're on the floor with Raven Johnson, John, you're running because she's going to find you in stride.
Well, Latson and Raven Johnson have got a lot of history together, played high school ball, AAU ball together, so they have ESP, if you will, where they know where the other is on the floor at all times.
It's a 13-2 lead for the Gamecocks. Kohler. High arcing 3 won't go. And again, it's Johnson or Latson.
You see it, right?
I see it.
It's like they can feel where the other is. They've had so much experience together. It makes it so difficult to mark one or the other.
And Latson says she feeds off of Raven Johnson's energy. Someone who, when she walks into the room, she just lights it up. That ends the run, a 3-pointer for the Falcons. Trying to get it inside to Edwards, but it's a turnover. Bland Fitzpatrick. Rebound for Okote. Johnson finds Okote. Another and-one opportunity for the Gamecocks.
History between those two.
Coach Stelly talked to us about his work ethic. He had great energy to be around. He's always eager to learn and to teach. (18-5) lead for South Carolina. They have 14 paint points, John, 11 on the fast break.
Yeah, and we talked about Bowling Green trying to dictate and manage pace here against South Carolina. One of those ways they can do that is by taking care of the ball, not giving it to them, because even on a missed shot, South Carolina is gone out in the open floor. And so Bowling Green has to get their transition defense in play to be able to stop them so that they can get South Carolina in the half court.
The height of McKeer really affected that shot from Miller. 13 on the shot clock for the Falcons. Here's the freshman, Kiara Miller. Finds Kohler for 3. In and out. Rebound is tracked down by Joyce Edwards. McKeer, a spin move. Tried to get it to Dowda. Her pass was intercepted.
Yeah, beautiful move, but that's one of those situations where you got to stay down on 2 feet. She's a freshman, so she hasn't learned yet, but always playing in the air can be a problem.
Bland Fitzpatrick. Tough shot. Draws contact.
The Bowling Green, one thing they do well is when they turn that corner, they are hunting for their shots. They're hunting for layups and seeing how deep they can get into the lane before the defense stops them.
Janiah Bland Fitzpatrick will head to the line. Junior forward from New London, Connecticut. Only had 1 point in the season opener. She started the game, John, played just 4 minutes, picked up 3 fouls, a couple of turnovers. It was a tough start. She's a transfer from Seton Hall, 37 games off the bench combined the last 2 years there, playing for the Pirates.
Yeah, she's ultra aggressive, athletic, quick, loves to get downhill, which is why she's starting. She thrives on paint touches.
Johnson in the corner. Can't hit. And a whistle will go against the Gamecocks. Isla McDowell picks up her first. Some pressure here from the Gamecocks defense. They only allowed 54 points to Grand Canyon. The Lope shot just 27% on Monday against South Carolina. Gamecocks blocked 6 shots in that one for 17 turnovers. And there's a block shot for Joyce Edwards. And yet with those numbers, John, Coach Staley still wanted to see the defense improve.
Well, it's all about the connection between them. They have to communicate better. They have to rotate quicker. They have to make sure that they know their assignments. Whatever the scout sheet says, do I stunt harder on this player? Do I stunt less on this player? All those things matter with South Carolina as far as having that efficient defense against their best version of competition.
Well, they're frustrating Bowling Green so far in this one.
See right there, Joyce Edwards getting in the recovery there. Raven Johnson was out of the fray for a quick second on that offensive rebound by Donahue, and Joyce was able to recover and help her teammate out. And that's what we talked about with the connectivity on defense.
Bland Fitzpatrick off the mark. Latson. They get inside to Edwards. Now kick to the corner. McKeer.
I've never seen a player give a half pump fake. They didn't bring it down. It was like a half pump fake. Recognized that she was open and then said, let me just go ahead and follow through. That's what we talk about with her skill. Even though she's 6'1", she's extremely, extremely gifted and talented.
Bowling Green, meanwhile, has missed their last 7 shots. They won't get a shot off. Oh, maybe they will. Off the mark from Ellis. Latson showing off the skills. Edwards finds some space. McKeer, an offensive rebound. Oh, great feed. Edwards to McDowell. That draws the foul.
Yeah, you see it right there. South Carolina puts so much pressure on the paint. Everybody implodes in, and so now you get that wide open shot from McKeer. You see Joyce Edwards playing the facilitating role, helping her teammate get to the free throw line.
Fouls on Ellis. She picks up her first. Edwards gets a nice hand as she checks out. Isla McDowell, true on the first. She was impressive in her debut against Grand Canyon. 17 minutes off the bench, 9 points, 2 rebounds. 3-level scorer. Great get for South Carolina, number 22 in the class of 2025.
She's a big guard with tools. She really can get after you.
Bland Fitzpatrick. This is Cecil. Tough to find space against the longer Gamecocks, John.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. South Carolina has the luxury of putting a ton of pressure on the paint, on the perimeter, making you drive. Beautiful pass from McCoat.
Ox and McKeer. All Gamecocks so far, they lead 25-7. Kohler weaves her way inside, now kicks it out. Shot won't go for Bland Fitzpatrick. Okoth brought it up.
That's her second time.
Wide open, it's McDowell. Offensive rebound for Okoth. Now an open look for McKeer. Another opportunity for South Carolina. Contact, no call. McDowell from the floor finds McKeer.
South Carolina relentless on the offensive boards. It's just so tough to get yourself one and dones defensively against this team. Even when the shot is not going in, they are finding ways to keep the ball alive and in their favor.
Time ticking down here at the end of the first quarter. Tough shot, won't go.
Their toughness, how they are connected, it becomes contagious all the way around the community as well as the institution.
Get inside to Okoth. Loose ball. Tracked down the corner by the Gamecocks. Okoth rips it away and finishes.
You see, Okoth is not one of those players that's just big for naught. Like, she's a player that plays with an extreme engine when she is out there. She never gave up on the play, kept going, wanted the ball more than her opponent, and was able to find herself a layup from that.
You talked about it in the open, John, but Coach Staley told us that Okoth is the strongest player that she's ever had. Unfortunately, you only have her for 1 year, so the growth has to be immediate in this system.
Yeah, she's definitely pushing her to reach her goals. She's one of those players that wants to play beyond just college basketball, and she came to South Carolina to get herself that opportunity to be ready for that next level, for the W. And so you see why she's here. You see each game she's improving. Dawn Staley is pushing her, encouraging her, challenging her to be that next level type of player.
And she's enjoying playing for Coach Staley. She said Coach Staley is just a very good coach. I feel so good being around her. She knows how to talk to the players when you're frustrated, when you have good days and bad days. She knows how to talk to players through that. She said, for example, I've been having maybe some issues with communication because I'm originally from Africa, and sometimes they struggle to get my English, but she's making sure that they're getting that right.
You love that. And you know that you have to have communication in order to win the game of basketball, in order to win in life.
Cecil off the mark. A rebound for Okoth. Touchdown pass is off the mark. Trying to get it to Dauda. Just out of her reach. Tessa Johnson checks back in. She had 2 early fouls for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, she did. McKeer came in extremely early because of that. And so Tessa Johnson has not been able to get out there and show what she's capable of.
She's capable of being a high-level scorer. Dropped 19 in the season opener against Grand Canyon.
Well, I'm telling you this, man. I saw her in shoot-around. She barely missed a shot. Okoth keeping it alive.
Johnson, she goes one-on-one. Offensive rebound. Put back no good for Dauda. A whistle. She'll head to the line.
Miriam Dauda is getting better with each game she plays. She has so much potential, great size on the boards, and that veteran depth is what's needed for this Gamecock unit.
Dauda did not score in the season opener. She has scored tonight. Now 2 for 3 from the line. 3 for 4. Paige Kohler, who plays a ton of minutes, over 2,000 in her career. Her junior season has just begun. Played 38 minutes in the opener on Monday. She averaged 35 per game last season.
I'll say this, she's got a lot of miles on those bones, but she plays with a ton of experience and pace, and that's because Coach Shamel trusts her out there to run their system.
Ellis inside, bothered by the length of Okote. Johnson allowed to Okote. Finish from in close.
I'll say this, I mean, there's a plus in that as well because Okote ran the floor. And the fact that Raven Johnson was able to see her in the open floor was huge and wanted to reward her with that pass.
Okote has 7 rebounds already. That shot misses. The putback is there for Miriam Dowda. We'll make that 8 rebounds now for Okote.
That's why it's so difficult to beat this South Carolina team. The amount of size they have in the interior, they're going to put a ton of pressure on that perimeter and make it tough.
Fast break. Reaches the bucket from McDowell. Brings us to immediate timeout with 6:35 left. Basketball didn't start playing until 2020, so her ceiling is so high. Kohler. It's been a struggle so far for the Bowling Green Star. Just 1 for 8 from the field.
Well, you understand why. I mean, she's got guards guarding her that are 6 foot, 5'11", 5'10", 6'1", and so on a possession basis, she is struggling to get herself that open space she's looking for.
Latson draws contact. She'll head to the line. You look at the 36 points so far for South Carolina. 18 from the starters, 18 from the bench. It's been a complete team effort so far, John.
Yeah, and when you look at a player like Tessa Johnson that had to sit out a majority of that first quarter, you think, who's the next player up? And they easily can fill those voids. If somebody does get in foul trouble, they can make it happen. The last few games, Okote has been in foul trouble. It's been the next player up, the next Gamecock up, to be able to fill that void and find a way to continue to put points in the basket. One thing we know about the South Carolina team is they really can score the ball and at a high clip, and right now they're showcasing their depth.
And they'll need that depth at the point guard position tonight. Maddie McDaniel, we don't expect to play, so it's going to be a little bit of everybody backing up Raven Johnson, a little bit of Tessa Johnson, a little bit of McKeer, a little bit of Latson playing the point. All the guards on the floor, they've taken their turns in playing that position. A foul called on the Gamecocks. We'll send Bland Fitzpatrick to the line. They're in a scoring drought for the Falcons. Bland Fitzpatrick will try to end that.
She stayed aggressive, really working to turn the corner on her defenders and see if she can get that paint touch by any means necessary. And this time it got her to the free throw line.
Which 12 minutes per game last season for Seton Hall. It's a Pirates team that went 23-10. Johnson with a head of steam.
Raven Johnson showing that poise, that patience at the point guard position, recognizing that she had the lane. One thing that I also saw was that she noticed that the weak side was going to be late there, and she had a full head of steam to get downhill and finish.
Edwards asking for it in the post. Johnson got it to her for the easy bucket.
see that South Carolina is making it a point of emphasis to get those post entries early in today's game, get themselves going. The last few games, it has been, they have struggled to get those post entries, but now with Bowling Green spreading out a little bit more comparative to Grand Canyon that compacted their defense, made it tough for them to get those entries in. South Carolina had to prove to teams that they can shoot the ball. So you're seeing a different aspect of South Carolina's gifts.
Johnson picks up her second foul. She checks out. McKeer is back in. Paige Kohler to the corner, and Gherkin. Lauren Gherkin, the sophomore from Findlay, Ohio, had a double-double against Louisiana, 11 points and 10 rebounds. Didn't start in that one, but played 35 minutes for her first career double-double. It was a team best plus 17. It was a nice start to her freshman year last year. She averaged over 7 points, 4.5 rebounds, had a 20-point game against Stetson, and then, John, that season-ending foot injury after 10 games. They're happy to get her back this year.
Yeah, Coach Shamel is excited about her because of how she plays with great pace, how she is able to stretch the floor from three, and how effective she is out there on the floor.
Speaking of effective, Kohler getting to the bucket, but couldn't convert. She's a workhorse.
Yeah, she's not going to stop going at South Carolina. She is fearless out there. We talk about because of the amount of experience that she has, she understands even if she's having a slow start, she can find a way to get into a rhythm somehow, some way.
Preseason All-MAC first team. Johnson, she'll take it herself.
And great take from Johnson. No help came towards it because at the end of the day, Adele Tack was there. And so you wanted to put more pressure on that roll man than the driver.
It was in and out for Gherkin. McKeer makes her move. Stops, pops, and hits.
See how skilled she is. How well of a shot maker she could be as she continues to get games under her belt.
She's got 11 points already, 4 for 6 from the field. Offensive rebound, another opportunity. This time it's Cecil. A third try, that won't go. And a turnover here. It's Fern ahead of the pack.
A little miscommunication there from South Carolina. You're going to get those types of mistakes from time to time, especially newer players. Oh, beautiful teardrop floater from Joyce Edwards.
Smooth for Edwards. She has 10. Now 7 of their last 8. Kohler the floater. Unable to respond. Edwards finds a cutting Johnson. It's Donahue the other way for the Falcons. Gherkin inside the key. It's short. Johnson from the corner. A whistle that will go against the Gamecocks. Okote and McDowell check back in for South Carolina. The foul is on Adele Tack. She picks up her first. Tack and McKeer exit. A 32-point lead for South Carolina as we approach 2 minutes to go in the half. Fern for 3. Latson skies for the rebound. She's in a hurry. Goes behind the back. Tessa Johnson.
One of the prettiest mid-range pull-ups I've seen in the game. I mean, she really can get to her spots, get to her footwork. It just tells you how skilled she really is.
Johnson, a former Minnesota Gatorade Player of the Year. 2,000-point scorer in high school.
That's difficult, man. I worked my life off just to get 1,000. Now, you know how hard I work for 1,000? That means the game has got to be extremely easy for her.
Coach Staley talked about how hard she's been working this season. That time she feeds Okoth. Good look from Tessa Johnson.
Beautiful pass from Tessa Johnson there, showcasing her court vision. See Tessa Johnson getting to her spots, making the defender think that she's going up for that mid-range jumper, but finds Okoth, knowing that she's towering over everybody else on the floor, putting it right where she can catch it and finish.
Johnson playing the role of point right now. She has such a high basketball IQ. Hits the floor. Able to get it to McDowell. This appreciation for women's basketball and this platform. They're also appreciative of what she's done for the game.
Yeah, she's a culture starter here at South Carolina, something that people haven't seen in a long time as far as going to an area. And you got to thank South Carolina for believing in her movement, believing in that dream that she had to put bodies in the stands every game.
Good looking shot from Emily Cecil, senior guard in New Washington, Ohio. She had 3 points in the opener against Louisiana. Johnson for three. Got it.
It's only a matter of time for Tessa Johnson.
Johnson was 3 for 6 from behind the arc in the opener against Grand Canyon.
A couple of good possessions, but for the most part, just taking care of the ball when South Carolina puts that pressure on them in the perimeter.
Anything you want to see different from the Gamecocks in this half?
Well, I assume that Bowling Green is going to start protecting the paint more. I could see them throwing their 1-3-1 press out there a little bit just to slow them down and make South Carolina have to think and do. And just continue to try to disrupt their rhythm. They didn't do a good job of that in the first half. In the second half, they're going to try to throw some actions at them that might put them in some unrest.
Edwards looking for help. Gets it in Okoth. Defense from the Falcons. Okoth stays with it and converts.
Never gives up on the play, continually going after that loose ball. And she's dealing with a lot of active hands around her and still finding a way to put the ball in the basket.
Contact. And Donahue will head to the line.
Here's something that you got to do when you're recruiting your team, players that are implemented into the dribble drive motion, right? You got to get players that know how to draw fouls. Donahue has done a good job of using her body. She's a straight line driver, put her shoulders into the defender's chest and found a way to get herself 2 free ones.
She's coming off a solid freshman season. Was MAC all freshman team, all defensive team. She led the conference in steals, had 3 of those in the season opener. In fact, she was named Female Freshman of the Year at the Ziggy's. That's the athletic department's year-end awards ceremony. Gets the second to go. Johnson to Latson. We've said that before, John.
That was off of an inbounds. That wasn't off of a turnover or anything of that nature. That was literally off of the ball being inbounded and Raven Johnson finding an open Latson for an easy layup.
How about the tough off-balance response from Paige Kohler?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Kohler, we talked about, she's an experienced guard. She's going to continue to hunt her shots.
Another look at Johnson to Latson.
Yeah, put it right there where Latson didn't even have to take an additional dribble or anything like that. All she had to do was just finish the shot.
Now 5 assists for Raven Johnson. She had 7 assists to just 1 turnover in the opener. Edwards wanted an and 1 there.
Yeah, because when she got up in the air, you know, there was a kind of like a box out there. So she didn't have a clear landing after the finish.
Kiera Miller against Tessa Johnson. Feeds it inside. Oh, a block for Medina Ocote. She denied Ellis.
You see, this is the game that Dawn Staley was hoping for, where Ocote could really get into her arsenal, into her bag, where she's able to get stops consistently, but also offensively start to get herself some confidence.
It's been a physical matchup between the two number 11s. Here's Ellis for Bowling Green. She's on the floor, and it's a turnover. Raven Johnson the other way. 3-on-2. Tessa Johnson. Off the mark. Edwards tracks down. Johnson. Oh, she drills it.
Something that Raven Johnson is going to be more cognitive about is her shot. She's going to let folks know that she is not afraid to take it this year.
It's a tough shot there. Edwards. She's been a menace all game long, John.
Yeah, she has. I mean, it's just been the bigs of South Carolina really taking over this game.
Edwards has a game-high 14. Flying in for the rebound is Ellis. Gives the Falcons another opportunity. A nice feed to Bland Fitzpatrick. Edwards, established position inside. It's becoming too easy for Joyce Edwards.
Yeah, I mean, all she's doing is just establishing the space that she wants. And the thing about South Carolina is they have guard play that really can pass the ball and put you in a place where all you got to do is catch it and finish.
Kohler kicks it. An open look for Donahue. Johnson. Edwards draws contact, and she will head to the free throw line. Joyce Edwards has 16 points, John. She's 8 for 9 from the floor.
Part of that is Joyce Edwards is running the floor. When she runs the floor, she doesn't have to work as hard to establish that positioning. She's just getting to her spot and letting her teammates find her.
Her first free throw attempt of the night. She was 3 for 4 on opening night against Grand Canyon. Misses the first. The foul was called on Kiera Miller, who picks up her second. Joyce Edwards was South Carolina's leading scorer last season as a freshman. He's named first team All-SEC. She was second in the league in field goal percentage in SEC play, 57.2%. A terrific freshman season. Kohler looking for help. Finds it in Ellis. A little too strong for Taya Ellis. Battle on the floor. It's a kick ball. It'll be South Carolina basketball.
That's South Carolina's plan out there, which is to constrict Bowling Green on one side of the floor. They couldn't get the ball to the left side.
Your leading scorers so far for the Gamecocks, Edwards, McKeer, and Ocote. Johnson.
Beautiful. Nice little shifty move there from Raven Johnson.
Bland Fitzpatrick. She was met by Joyce Edwards. How about a little scoop off the glass, John?
Nice little crossover. Goofy foot finish before she met Paige Kohler down there. And so that's a skill, man.
All-around numbers again, superb for Raven Johnson so far. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. just filling up the stat sheet.
Looking like Russell Westbrook out there, doing a little bit of everything.
And she and Joyce Edwards will get a rest. Gamecocks now have 7 blocks, 1 for Bowling Green. Bland Fitzpatrick, now Kohler. Guarded closely by Tessa Johnson. Almost a steal. Instead, it's loose on the floor. But it will be a shot clock.
From South Carolina, we haven't really seen Bowling Green really run any of their actions, and it's been difficult because of the pressure that South Carolina has put on them. They're making them ice their handoffs, keeping them on one side of the floor, and they can't run their stuff.
Whipped inside to Dowda. A foul called on Bowling Green. So Miriam Dowda to the line. Belgium said his knowledge of the game helped her fall in love with basketball. She was born in Nigeria but moved to the U.S. when she was 12. Several internationals, John, in this roster for the Gamecocks. Tried to get it to Donahue. The turnover. Latson lowers the shoulder. Bland Fitzpatrick. A nice feed to Cook. It won't go. It'll stay with Bowling Green. Kohler. Donahue. Who's that off of? It's off of Bowling Green, so South Carolina basketball.
Yeah, Bowling Green will have a lot to work on when they get back. One of those things is being cleaner on the handoffs. Right now, there's going to be teams that scout them to try to blow up their handoffs. You got to have a way or figure out a way to make sure you're strong with that ball.
Well, Latson ran into a roadblock, but Okote comes up with the loose ball and converts for South Carolina.
Yeah, she's just active out there. I mean, you were really seeing her. If there's a loose ball, she's fighting for it.
She's got 11 points. Inside, that's Jaden Cook, the junior forward from Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, Jaden Cook plays physical, likes to establish herself down there in the post. She could be big for Bowling Green.
Johnson, so smooth.
So smooth, man. I mean, she can score in the areas that most players cannot. We call it those kill zone areas, the area before the primary defender that's guarding you can recover and the secondary defender can get to you.
Meanwhile, Bland Fitzpatrick gets the bounce. Another look at the bucket from Tessa Johnson. Johnson with 9 points, 5 rebounds. Concern right now for Legat McKeer, comes up limping. And they already have McDaniel, who's out tonight, John.
Yeah, they have McDaniel out with I think it's like a bone bruise to the knee, but she's in good shape. We saw her warming up today, getting herself ready to go. But at the same time, Coach Dawn Staley is going to be hesitant on that kind of stuff. She didn't practice yesterday, so she's probably not going to hit the floor.
In and out on the free throw from McKeer. Here's what happened to Legat. Hopefully she's okay. Hits the second. She'll check out. She'll be replaced by Raven Johnson. 50-point lead for the Gamecocks. Bland Fitzpatrick. Now Miller. Kohler got to the paint, kicked it out. And the bounce goes in for Kiera Miller, the freshman guard out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, Coach Shamel has high hopes for Miller.
Well, she started the season opener at Louisiana, 23 minutes, shot it well. She was a 1,000-point scorer in high school. Also set her school's assists record. Raven Johnson to the line. The foul was called on Miller, who picks up her third. Johnson, who had a 3.3 assist to turnover ratio in SEC games last year, best in program history. Done that her whole career.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, she can take care of the ball. She's got great court vision. Always looking to see if she can get her teammates involved. But adding that aspect of being more aggressive, seeing if she can get those paint touches and score, seeing if the defender goes under the screen, she makes them pay. Things like that that open up more opportunities for her to create.
Donahue found a lane. Got the bucket for the Falcons. Latson, 1-on-2, it's in and out. .159 to go in the third quarter. Donahue. Kohler brings it back out. Now the floater, and it goes for Paige Kohler. She's got 7 points.
You can tell, and she has not stopped working. She is going to hunt. She's going to continue to battle for that area, that space to score.
How about that move from Dowda?
Yeah, Dowda, she rarely gets the opportunity to play against other bigs. Most of the time, she's got little guards, pests that are swarming around her. That time, she was able to get an isolation.
Kohler against McDowell. Do it herself, but defense from South Carolina, John, they force a tough shot.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, even if you can find a small lane, it's going to be contested, and then if you miss it, you're most likely not going to get that offensive rebound.
Donahue can't get the roll. Johnson finds Edwards. Lost it for a moment. The Gamecocks recover. Edwards in traffic. She converts.
Yeah, I mean, that was way too long for Bowling Green not to have gotten back on defense. It was almost like they knew that the fast break was going into the left. Definitely left a mark that is unparalleled for South Carolina.
Anytime you get a fifth-year winner back in your program, it's a great job of running the offense. Something to be happy with. Ellis. Kohler. Now Donahue. Kohler for three. The bucket for Janiah Bland Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Bland Fitzpatrick, she plays extremely hard. Great motor.
She's got 10 points now for Bowling Green. First Falcon in double digits. McDowell.
That's one of those plays where you're like, at Hell Tack, go ahead and up for the basket. But then when she passes it out and Isla McDowell makes that pass worthwhile, you don't get as upset.
She's got 7 points. She first made 3 of the night. Kiera Miller stepped out of bounds. So it's turnover for Bowling Green. Johnson, sack, Edwards, Tessa Johnson, and McDowell on the floor for the Gamecocks. Tessa Johnson misses from the corner. Tack, an offensive rebound, finds Edwards inside, triple teamed. So she dishes, and it's a turnover for South Carolina.
Good idea from Joyce Edwards, but definitely see that Bowling Green is coming out in this last quarter, really trying to up the physicality, up the aggression.
Scoop is good for Donahue.
And Donahue has been one of the bright spots for Bowling Green. It's just continually finding ways to put the ball in the basket.
Bullseye from Tessa Johnson.
Can't let her set him. When feet get set, it's over.
Kohler working on Johnson, runs out of room. Miller for three. Got it.
Good looking shot from Miller there. Had a matchup that tickled her fancy there. What a great pass to Adele Tack.
Rewarding the big for running the floor. Raining threes lately, John, inside CLA.
Yeah, great find from Joyce Edwards, understanding that the double team is coming to her, and Tessa Johnson was open for that three. And you see here, a big three. There hasn't been a lot of opportunities for Bowling Green, but that's one of the few that they were able to seize a matchup that worked in their favor.
Deflected out of bounds by Bowling Green. 96 points so far for South Carolina. All 9 players have scored. Complete team effort. Edwards will head back to the line. Opportunity for a three-point play.
Joyce Edwards is having one of those games. She's just been so active tonight.
She's one of 6 Gamecocks in double figures. Hers a team high. 24 points now for Joyce Edwards. Landon Fitzpatrick picked up her 3rd foul. Dowda will replace Edwards. Gherkin passed in the 3.
That was a great stunt from Isla McDowell. Those things that don't show up in the stat sheet to alter the run, the drive.
Tessa Johnson continues to be unstoppable for South Carolina.
Yeah, mid-range Tessa, man. She gets to that 1 or 2 dribble pull-up, and it's automatic.
January 9th, last season. It was against Texas A&M. Gherkin for 3. Fight for the rebound. It's won by Tessa Johnson. She's bumped. Foul's going to go against Kohler. Johnson feeds Okote inside for 2.
Johnson threading the needle there.
Ten seconds for Kohler. More tremendous defense from South Carolina. But we have a travel called on Isla McDowell.
I got to see that one again.
Well, they sort this out. We have a timeout on the floor. 4:53 to go. South Carolina leads 103-42. For South Carolina over Bowling Green. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule here for Bowling Green. A couple of tough ones coming up. John, next up, the Wisconsin Badgers on the road.
Ooh. But I will say the style of play may be more conducive to what they do. And honestly, when you play against South Carolina, you don't have any more fear in your heart.
Coach Shamil mentioned to us his goals for year 3. He said just to fulfill our potential. He said if we can do that, I think we're pretty good. I think we can win the MAC. I think we can get into the NCAA tournament. Those are our aspirations. So I don't think there's anything standing between that and us, except us. I think they're, a really hard-working group. They want it, so I'm looking forward to the season and the challenges ahead. See what we can make of it. Obviously, their toughest challenge of the season tonight at number 2 South Carolina. Gherkin. A whistle that will go against the Gamecocks.
And just piggybacking off of what you're saying, I mean, they do have the pieces that make sense to win the MAC. I mean, they've got skill, they've got shooters, drivers. That dribble drive is so tough to deal with because no matter what, as long as they execute the little things, they're going to get those paint touches that they're looking for. They just got to come together. They got 9 returners, so they've got more experience than most teams out there now with the whole transfer portal culture. So they have the pieces.
It's 9 returners from an 18-win team. Rebound is tracked down by Latson. McDowell nails it. I really like her game, John.
Absolutely. It's just because she's not going to do anything that flashes you. She just makes the right basketball play. And then on the defensive end, her ability to guard all those positions, every position, she may end up guarding depending on who's on the floor. She's just tough.
Speaking of tough, Latson draws contact. She'll head to the line. 24th time that South Carolina has scored 100+ in a single game under Coach Staley. Quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's big time. I mean, it didn't even feel like they were scoring. They've got to 106, but a lot of that's due to how they've gotten their points. I mean, it's just an extremely fluid. What I mean by that is it's stuff that they already do. It's nothing out of the ordinary. No one had like a hot 3-point night. This is all, a lot of this is just how they play basketball.
They played 9 players. 7 of them are in double digits, and another player has 9. Just a complete effort. Fern, she's short. Fern, from a good basketball family, John. Father Aaron is the head coach at Charlotte. Her brother played there and is now a grad assistant there.
Yeah, Coach Fern, I've had the luxury of calling a handful of his games down at Charlotte, and stand-up guy, a players coach, really teaches his team how to play and fight and be aggressive and match with force. And so it's been cool kind of seeing this family tree thing work out. I know his son played for him a couple years back, and down at Charlotte. So good little tree there.
He played professionally in Australia. Cairns, Australia is the hometown listed for Jasmine Fern. Checked by Latson. Five seconds. Cecil, that was deflected. Great hustle from Bowling Green. A couple of Falcons collide on the floor. They have possession.
They're not quitting. That's one thing I will say. They're still playing as if, you know, every possession matters, and you got to have that.
Donahue spinning for space. She finds two. 110-44 is our score with 2.5 to go. It's getting physical late, John.
Yeah, and you see it right now. Bowling Green may not ever have an opportunity to play against a team of this tier. And so they're going to take advantage of every minute they have to play against one of the best teams in the country. And they're not going to lay down.
Fern picks up her first foul. Isla McDowell will head to the line. She's 2 for 2 from the line so far tonight. 10 points tonight for the freshman. Averaged 19.2 last season at Cypress Springs High School. It's good size, athleticism, able to impact the game on both ends of the floor.
And I really do believe she's going to be really good. Her developmental track.
Moskane connects.
Coming right into the game and hunting.
Redshirt freshman from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Only played in 3 minutes off the bench in the opener against Louisiana. Getting into this one late. She's the tallest Falcon at 6'2". Tie up. Falcons basketball. Moskane will inbound. She joined Bowling Green last season in January and did not see any action. She's played for the under 15, 16, and 17 teams in Brazil. 3-level scorer with some skill. She's in the paint right now. More tremendous defense from South Carolina. Adele Sack. She's fouled.
Yeah, these types of games give us the ability to see Adele Tack's offensive abilities. How she uses her pivots and footwork.
Get the bounce on the free throw. Hits the second. Already up to 112 points. That's third most in program history. Looking for more here. It's Tack up to Latson.
Great find from Adele Tack to Tania Latson, who was always looking to see if she can get out in the open floor. see if she can get a fast break opportunity.
Moskane. 10 seconds for Harrison. Bland Fitzpatrick has it knocked away. It stays with the Falcons. Just 1.3 left on the shot clock. Shot clock violation.
And you can definitely assume South Carolina's going to hold that one out unless Bowling Green keeps going at him, but they try to run out that clock.
Fans their feet here inside Colonial Life Arena as time ticks down on the fourth quarter. The horn sounds and the game ends. South Carolina defeats Bowling Green 1.